Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is Season 3 of our Daily Answer Writing Initiative. This initiative runs from Monday to Saturday at 9 p.m. It is coordinated with our website, which is rajayasacademy.com. The link to our website is present in the description. Just click on it and you will reach here on rajayasacademy.com. Here we have this mains answer writing section, which has been totally dedicated to all the content that we discuss on Seize the Mains. So if you have missed out on previous videos or you want to just see the content that we have discussed on Seize the Mains till date, this is the place to go, mains answer writing section on our website. Also, the questions that we discuss here are exactly on the lines of UPSC Civil Services mains examination. These topics are strictly from current affairs. So whatever you see going around yourself, you can refer to Seize the Mains, because we'll tell you, we'll discuss how these topics can be of great importance for your mains examination and how questions can be asked with regards to these topics. So yes, today's topic, but before that, let me tell you, there is also this comment section that we have. You can freely upload your answer sheets in this comment section and our team evaluates those answers and gives their feedback in the next few days entirely free of cost. So the topic for today is antimicrobial resistance. See, this topic has been in news because there was a recent editorial in most of the newspapers circulating around regarding antimicrobial resistance and its growth in India, and not just in India but all over the world, but especially in developing countries like India. There is question number 128 of Seize the Mains or on our website. Again, this was question from antimicrobial resistance or multi-drug resistance. So you can refer to that as well. It will give you a full picture of what antimicrobial resistance is. Today we are discussing again this question. This would be a very detailed question and you can combine question 128 and question 193 as part of your content for mains preparation. Let's see what the question is. AMR or antimicrobial resistance is a silent pandemic that needs more attention as compared to any other public health priorities. Elucidate. Also throw some light on India's recent efforts as part of its commitment to the cause. Answer in 250 words. See, if you look at this question, the first part of the question is just a statement which is asking you to elucidate. Elucidate means explain, or explain with some facts, data, examples. What do you have to explain here? That AMR, it is a silent pandemic that needs more attention as compared to any other public health priorities. So basically what you have to establish here is that how bad antimicrobial resistance is there in India, how worse the status is, how is it causing various health issues which are even more deadlier than any other pandemic or any other public health issue. So basically you have to highlight how destructive your antimicrobial resistance is for the country or for public health. So here we'll be talking about, what we'll be doing is in the body paragraph 1 where we answer this part of the question, we'll be highlighting that all this with the help of examples and statistics, that what can be caused due to antimicrobial resistance and how dealing with health or treating people can become tougher and tougher because of antimicrobial resistance. That would be our aim in body paragraph 1. Secondly, also throw some light on India's recent efforts as part of its commitment to the cause. So yes, in efforts we'll be talking about the direct efforts also. For example, the Red Line campaign, we'll be talking about that. Also we'll be talking about how national health policy or national plan on antimicrobial resistance aids to this cause, how it helps us in fighting antimicrobial resistance and how implementation is the key here. Then we'll conclude with a way forward, that what can we do on a daily basis or what can India do currently to fight with antimicrobial resistance. First of all, look at the word limit of this question. It is 250 words. And the content is so much here that you will run out of, you will definitely cross 250 words. So the challenge before you would be how you present this answer. So always remember that when you're clear about the content that you're using, you do not have to use full sentences. For example, in the first part or your body paragraph 1, what you need to do is you need to highlight that how bad antimicrobial resistance is. So just put points 1, 2, 3 and just use this flowchart approach. You do not have to write full sentences here. Put some data here, put some examples here, put some facts here. Do not use full sentences because that will take a lot of words. Here when we give you content for CSE the mains, we give you full sentences because also it has to make sense to you, and it also has to educate you about the topic. But do not use full sentences in your answers. What you can do is, for body paragraph 1 probably you can take this flowchart approach. For body paragraph 2, that is the second part of this question, you could take a full sentence approach. So anything that suits you, make sure that you finish this answer within 250 words only. Always remember, clarity over the question, that is the key. If you're clear about what is being asked, you will be definitely able to handle what to write. You will be very clear about what to write. So always, we always tell you that start your answers with an introduction. Whatever is the subject of the question, just start by writing about 2-3 lines about that subject. For example, here it is antimicrobial resistance. So what antimicrobial resistance is and how bad the issue is. Let's talk about that. So in recent decades, while new drugs have revolutionized human health care, health experts have been struggling with disease-causing microbes that have become resistant to drugs. So this is your keyword here. Look at what has been underlined in red: disease-causing microbes that have become resistant to drugs. So here the examiner gets a clear picture that you have clarity about the topic. Now talking about AMR, giving it straight away definition. AMR occurs when bacteria, viruses, fungi and parasites change over time and no longer respond to medicines, making infections harder to treat and increasing the risk of disease spread, severe illness and death. So these are your keywords, that what happens when your bacteria, virus, fungi or parasites. AMR can occur because of any of these, not just bacteria. So be sure that make sure that you're writing all these 4 there. So when they no longer respond to medicines, and what happens because of that? Severe illness and death. AMR occurs, see here it is something that we are elaborating, that AMR occurs naturally over time and mostly genetically, usually through genetic changes. Antimicrobial resistant organisms are found in people, animals, food, plants and the environment in water, soil and air. See, this is very important here, talking about environment, human beings, animals, everything, because from here what we'll give in solution is the One Health approach. One Health approach which clubs actually your human health, animal health and environmental health into one. So what you can do is, whenever you are giving solutions or a way forward, draw this One Health approach diagram whenever you talk about AMR, and write about human health, animal health and environmental health like this, and mark this diagram as the One Health approach. So this is something that will play a key role in your environment answers, in your science and technology answers, whenever a question regarding AMR is asked or antimicrobial resistance is asked. So definitely, use such examples, whatever you're reading for your prelims. Make sure, see, this is the time, make sure whatever you're reading for prelims, you keep highlighting it for mains as well. Because for mains, examples will come from whatever knowledge you have acquired for your prelims examination. So yes, they can spread from person to person or between people and animals, including from food of animal origin. So if you're consuming any food of animal origin, that could be meat, that could be milk, that could be eggs, that could also cause AMR. Now talking about the extent or how bad it is, that is your first part of the question, that antimicrobial resistance is a silent pandemic that needs more attention as compared to any other public health priorities. Why is it so? Because microbial resistance to antibiotics has made it harder to treat infections such as pneumonia, TB, blood poisoning and several foodborne diseases. Secondly, what you can write is that it imposes a huge health cost on the patients and the caregivers, because longer hospitalization has to occur, there are health complications and delayed recovery. Sometimes it happens that a person, let's say who's undergoing a cancer treatment, he recovers from cancer, but because of antimicrobial resistance, there are other infections that develop in his body, in his or her body, and then the person ultimately dies because of AMR. So that is a problem here. Thirdly, it adds to the burden of communicable diseases and strains the health systems of a country. Then there are 2 statistics. The first one is from Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, and this is the recent study of 2022 that showed that resistance level increases from 5% to 10% every year. for your broad spectrum antimicrobials. Then your INSAR, Indian Network for Surveillance of Antimicrobial Resistance study indicated a high range of resistance, high rate of resistance to commonly used antibiotics. What are these? The most common here is your erythromycin. It is actually supplied in the form of azithromycin tablets. Then ciprofloxacin, gentamicin, co-trimoxazolone and clindamycin. So these are most common medicines that are floating in the market in the Indian pharmaceutical industry that we talk about, and there is high rate of resistance that is growing per year with regards to these. So yes, basically your 3 points, these are there to indicate the extent of the problem, that why AMR is such a bad thing, because of the huge health cost, because of some patients becoming untreatable even after recovering from a deadly disease, because it becomes very hard to treat infections, and ultimately communicable diseases, they just do not go out of your country. They just stay there in the environment, and then it strains the health systems of the country. Then talking about body paragraph 2. Now body paragraph 2 will answer your second part of the question. Also throw some light on India's recent efforts as part of its commitment to the cause. So what efforts has India made with regards to its efforts with regards to fighting antimicrobial resistance? So what are the efforts that India has made? So the first one here would be your Muscat Manifesto. This was basically your third global high-level ministerial conference on antimicrobial resistance. After that, Muscat Manifesto was adopted. India was a part of it. There were 30 other countries. So it recognized the need to accelerate political commitment in the implementation of One Health approach. Again, One Health is important here for controlling the spread of AMR. And it also addresses, very important here, AMR is not just spread from people to people, it comes from animals also. If some medicine is being administered in animals, it is very likely that medicine might cause antimicrobial resistance in human beings as well, because of we stay in the same environment and we consume a lot of food products coming from animals. So impact of AMR not only on humans but also on animals and in areas of environmental health, food security and economic growth and development. So that is a brief explanation of your Muscat Manifesto. Just use keywords in your answer, do not write full sentences, because that ways you will be able to deliver more content. Then you have this National Action Plan on Antimicrobial Resistance that went on from 2017 to 21. It basically emphasized the effectiveness of many government initiatives with regards to hygiene and sanitation, such as your Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, your Kaya Kalp and Swachh Swasth Sarvatra. Then it also attempted to increase community awareness about healthier and better food production practices, especially in the animal food industry. Again, I am highlighting animal food industry and environment, not just on people. Focus on animals and environment is also important whenever you are writing an answer with regards to antimicrobial resistance. Then you have the National Health Policy. Basically, it gave specific guidelines regarding use of antibiotics. The scrutiny of prescriptions to assess antibiotic usage in the hospitals and amongst doctors, that was part of your National Health Policy, NHP. Everything in these policies now needs stronger implementation on the ground. Then you have the Red Line campaign. But before that, we'll talk about India has committed to strengthening surveillance and promoting research on new drugs. There is this GLASS initiative, or WHO's Global Antimicrobial Resistance and Use Surveillance System. As the name indicates, basically this is an information repository. India has planned to strengthen private sector engagement and the reporting of data with regards to antimicrobial resistance and the upcoming of new drugs to WHO's GLASS system, or surveillance system, and other standardized systems. So basically information is the key, communication here with respect to WHO and other systems which are actually reporting or keeping a check on antimicrobial resistance or such pathogens across the globe. That is very important, and India has committed to strengthening surveillance here and promoting research. The fifth one is India's Red Line Awareness Campaign. It has been applauded by WHO time and again to use, basically it urges people not to use medicines marked with a red vertical line, including antibiotics, without a doctor's prescription. Basically, when you buy antibiotics, those antibiotic packages, they come with a thick red line on them so that you can identify them. Now, since India is the chair of G20 this year, so for you, whatever answers you're writing this year for mains, you can very well conclude by saying that India has a good opportunity. Earlier, when we were non-permanent members of Security Council, we were writing conclusions with regards to our, membership of Security Council, that how India can use this in its for its benefit. Now we are the chair of G20. We have the chair of G20. Now you can say that the various G20 health summits spread through 2023 offer an opportunity for India to ensure that all aspects of AMR are addressed and countries commit to progress. And then from here, we'll begin our way forward. What are the some key areas for action? First of all, surveillance. Second is sharing of data, again through including your GLASS platform of WHO. Then third is regulatory and policy action to stop use of antibiotics that are important for human health in animals. If some antibiotic is important for human health, do not use that in animals. Animals should not be administered very strong drugs. Then no use of antibiotics for growth promotion in animals. Your oxytocin is the best example. It leads to cancer in females. Then more government investment in research and innovation for new antibiotics, because as more and more antimicrobial resistance is growing, you need better antibiotics as well. For that, research and innovation is the key. Explore use of vaccines to prevent certain diseases. Instead of giving medicines, basically what your vaccines do, they boost your immunity. They boost your acquired immunity against some diseases. So explore use of vaccines to prevent certain infections due to AMR organisms in humans and animals. Spread focus on combating TB and drug resistant TB. Your antimicrobial resistance, or MDR. It is the biggest problem for India in case of handling tuberculosis. That is a challenge for India. So definitely talk about MDR TB or AMR TB whenever you're writing any answer with regards to antimicrobial resistance. That's your full answer for the day. Here we finish, we complete this answer. This is question 193. Look for question 193 on our website, which is rajayesacademy.com. Go to the mains answer writing section on our website, and when you click on question 193, the question and answer with the comment section will appear. Read out this answer for yourself, see what are the additions you can make. Also, I'm referring to question 128 on the website again. Question 128 is again with regards to antimicrobial resistance only. That is that has some old factors, some old issues, some basic factors. Refer to that as well. Check out the content and share your answers with us. Share your compiled answers with us as soon as possible. So I'll see you with another discussion tomorrow of Seize the Mains at 9 p.m. Till then, stay tuned and keep working hard. All the best.